Hi, it's Dasha Alkerson again. This is Wifey from the Wifey Handbook page on Facebook. I'm a relationship coach, and on my page on Facebook, what I like to do is give out free relationship advice. And so I decided to start doing videos. Last night, I posted on Facebook about how some of the things that you consider to be loving are not necessarily what your boo considers to be loving. So the typical wisdom has always been to treat others the way you want to be treated. But, and I think that branched off from the golden rule, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Well, I think the concept got a little bit twisted. I think what that concept was trying to describe was trying to treat somebody well. And you want to be treated well, so you should treat other people well. But your definition of well is not necessarily anybody else's definition of well. Um, your way of being loved is not the only way of being loved. So I wanted to go a little bit more into detail and tell you about some of the things that more feminine, womanly energy thinks is loving compared to what a more masculine energy would think is loving. Um, and there, I have five different points. The very first one is talking. You know, we women, we love to talk. We do. We like to share our emotions. We like to call. We like to text. We like to post on Facebook. But that's not really showing love as far as a more masculine energy will be concerned. As a matter of fact, it's the complete opposite. What your boo would probably prefer to talking is peaceful silence. He would love for you to just be quiet with him, just be in the same room, just be in the same space, and be happy together. And now this is not the silent treatment. This is not, oh, I'm not talking to you. You should know that something is wrong and start talking to me. No, I'm talking about just being content to be silent together, just to be quiet together. And you'll find that he will try to communicate a little bit more because you've given him a little bit of time for his emotions to come to the surface and he can speak about them a little bit easier. But if you're constantly questioning his emotions, you're constantly talking about the relationship, you're never giving him a chance to think about it. So try, instead of being closer through talking, try being closer through being peacefully silent together. The second one is the physical affection, the kissing, the hugging, the holding hands, the, dressing like, whatever it is that you like to outwardly show affection for your mate. And that's all well and good, but that's not necessarily what Jaboo likes. And so instead of trying to get more of that in your face, kissy face attention, try to go for just being near each other. Typically, when I'm doing my own thing, when I'm going to talk to clients, when I'm on Facebook, when I'm writing, and my husband has a chance to be on his own and do his own thing, what will happen is he'll come to me eventually and say, well, look, you spend enough time talking to somebody else, so he starts to demand my attention. And that's what you want. That's what you want to happen if you're in a relationship. You want him to have a chance to come to you and demand your attention and want to be near you. Another thing that women tend to do that they think shows affection is worry. And I'm guilty of it myself. It's one of those things that we do just naturally because we're concerned about our mate. Every time my husband ever went out when we first got together, I would be worried about him. And he asked me one day, he was like, well, do you want something bad to happen to me? And I said, of course not. He was like, well, why are you always worrying that something will happen to me? And it comes down to trust. If I can't trust him to be out of the house, and that means I can't trust him at all, which means that honestly, I can't possibly love him. So when you're worrying, when you're not releasing that control, when you're trying to control every little aspect of everything that goes on in life, you're pretty much saying that I don't believe in you, I don't trust you, and I don't think you would have my back. And when you start to relinquish a little bit of that control, when you start to let it go and try to let your mate take on some of the responsibility, what happens is they start to step up. They start to feel like, okay, well, you actually need me, so I will be there for you. If you keep on acting like you don't need him and you're always worrying about everything yourself, then he never has a chance to do right by you. The fourth thing that women tend to think is loving, but it's really not, especially to a man, is encouraging change. We all fall in love with potential. I know that although the articles and all the relationship experts say that you shouldn't fall in love with potential, but everybody falls in love with potential. You don't know this person when you first meet them, when you first have that spark, that chemistry. So what you have to learn to do is start accepting that person the way they are. And that really shows love. That shows that, okay, even though this person does things that you don't understand, even though they may not be perfect for you, you still accept them as the being that they are and you appreciate them as that person. Um, a man that you appreciate and you accept as he is will probably do anything for you because he's never had that before. He's never had anybody be accepting of him like that. So instead of encouraging change, even if you think the change is needed, you don't know what's best for another person. So try being accepting instead of trying to control their change and control their growth. And the last thing that I wanted to talk about was giving without asking. Women tend to be givers, and that's not a bad thing. That is exactly how feminine energy works. We're givers, we're nurturers, we want to take care of people. But the best way to take care of somebody is to do what they need. So if you feel like, okay, you want to be close, don't practice talking, practice that peaceful silence. Give your mate something that you would not necessarily want yourself if that's what they want. You don't have to understand it. You don't have to agree with it. All of that doesn't matter. If it's what they need to feel loved, if it's what they need to feel appreciated, then that's what you need to do. Um, you can't really say that you're giving if you're giving something that the person doesn't want. So find out from your check with them and say, okay, well, look, you got a free pass right now. Tell me something that you want me to do, and I will do it forever, for the rest of our relationship, and then consistently do it. And that will show him that you really love him, not just that you're going to try and give him things that he doesn't want, but you will try very hard to give him the things that he wants. And if he knows that you'll try and give him his heart's desire, he'll try and give you your heart's desire. So those are my 5 points. So if you can embrace peaceful silence instead of talking, if you can embrace just being near instead of that kissy face physical affection, and if you can embrace trust and releasing control over worrying over every little thing, if you can embrace acceptance over encouraging them to change in ways you think they need to change, and if you can give them what they ask for, even if it's not something you would want, then you're well on the way to having a healthy, happy relationship with somebody who wants to be in this healthy, happy relationship with you. So that's really all I had to say for today. You can still check me out, the Wifey Handbook page at facebook.com. I'm on Twitter. I'm the Wifey Life at Twitter, but I'm not up there as much as I am on the Facebook chat. And also my website, loveworthkeeping.com, where you can find out about setting up coaching sessions with me. I'm a professional relationship coach, and we can do Skype, we can do by phone, we can do email. There are plenty of options. If you need a little bit of help, I'm definitely the one to come to see about a little bit of help to maintain that love that you have that's worth keeping. So again, I'm Natasha Alperson, and please feel free to check me out, like me, and share this video on Facebook. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.